Hi, welcome back. In the previous video we learned about for loops. In this video we will learn about the do-while loop. Do-while loop is similar to the for loop in function. However, there are some variations in syntax. Let's see an example. Dim I as integer, I is equal to 1. Do while I is less than or equal to 5. Print good morning, I is equal to I plus 1. Loop. Let's run the program. As you can see, good morning is printed 5 times. Let's see how this happened. In the first line we have declared I as an integer. Let me mention one thing about the last video. In the last video we forgot to declare variables. This was not recommended. We must always declare variables before we use it. In the next line we have given the value of 1 to I. There is one more difference between do while and for loop. In a for loop, we initialize the variables with value in the opening line of the loop, while in a do while loop, we have to give the value of the variable before the loop begins. This means initialization of variable is must in a do while loop before it enters the loop. If I was not initialized to 1, then the default value of I would have been 0 and loop would have run 6 times. And if the code before do while block had set the value of I to -10, then the loop would have run 16 times. So it is important to set the value of the variable that you are using in comparison. Do while block always begins with do while and ends with the word loop. The loop will begin with the statement do while and then we add a condition. In this case, the program will execute the block while i's value is less than or equal to 5. In this statement, we are incrementing the previous value of I by 1 and assigning this value to the left hand side, which is also I. This way the value of I gets incremented by 1. This is because do while loop does not have the concept of next I like the for loop does. The loop ends with the loop keyword. Now let's remove the I is equal to I plus 1 statement. What will happen? Let us execute the program. As you can see, the loop is not ending or good morning is being printed infinite times. You can kill the program itself by using the shortcut combination of control and break. That's why to be careful while writing a do while loop. Do while block offers explicit handling of loop and thus it's more powerful. Let's compare for loop against do while loop. For I is equal to 1 to 5, print good morning, next I is equal to 1, do while I is less than or equal to 5, print good morning, I is equal to I plus 1, loop. Because difference between for loop and do while loop is, in the for loop only the value is checked against I. But in the do while loop, explicit condition is given that will be checked by the program. Condition can be any valid condition. For example, we can write I is less than or equal to 5 or j is greater than 10. This makes do while loop much more powerful than for loop. There is one more variation for a do while loop. In a do while loop, condition is checked in the beginning itself before the program enters the loop. In other variations, the program enters the loop without checking any condition. The condition is checked in the last. I is equal to 1, do, then print good morning, I is equal to I plus 1, loop while I is less than or equal to 5. As you can see, in the loop, the program enters into the loop regardless of the condition. It executes a block and after the first time the block is executed, the condition is checked. Breaking of loops. Sometimes it's important to exit the loop in certain conditions. For that, there's a command called exit do. Let us see an example. Let's write a program in a different way where you want to print good morning 5 times. Look at the program. I is equal to 1, do, then print good morning. If I is equal to 5, then exit do, end if. I is equal to I plus 1, loop while 1 is equal to 1. Then print the value of I. Note that you can have the if then else condition within loops and also have loops within if then else condition. Let's run the program. You can see that good morning is printed 5 times and then i's value is printed as 5. Let us go back and see how that happened. This is one of the trickiest parts. This condition will always be true. Therefore, if there was no exit do inside the loop, the program will run infinitely. It will never break. Therefore, I has the if condition that checks if i's value is equal to 5, then exit the do loop. You can see that i's value after the loop remains 5. If I is 5, then it enters the block, and on reading exit do, it exits the loop. Sometimes the exit do loop can be very useful. We have a similar command in the for loop. This command is known as exit for. Let us see an example. For I is equal to 1 to 5, print good morning. If I is equal to 4, then exit for, end if. Next I. Then print the value of I. Let us run the program. As you can see, good morning is printed 4 times and then i's value is printed as 4. As you can see, do loops are very important. Sometimes they can be more important than for loops as they offer us more control. We will also be using do loops in the future. See you in next video.